This is Daily Armenia, CivilNet's daily news digest. Here's what you need to know today. Yerevan today repatriated an Azerbaijani soldier who crossed into Armenia last week back to Baku after dropping all criminal charges against him. In a statement yesterday, Armenia's intelligence services indicated they believed Ruslan Panakhov had accidentally crossed the border after getting lost, saying they would hand him over to Azerbaijan as soon as possible as a manifestation of goodwill and in fulfillment of an agreement reached at the highest level. Earlier, Armenia indicated it had dropped all criminal charges against Panakhov, who was facing charges of attempted sabotage, attempted murder, weapons smuggling, and illegally crossing the border. Panakhov crossed the border into Armenia's southernmost Syunik region last week before being apprehended by Armenian forces near the village of Tegh, reportedly after getting lost in bad weather. CivilNet's Syunik correspondent reported that a second Azerbaijani soldier had also crossed into Armenia with Panakhov, but then fled to evade capture, citing community sources with knowledge of the matter. Neither Yerevan nor Baku have commented publicly on that. Last year, two Azerbaijani soldiers crossed into Armenia from Azerbaijan's Nakhichevan exclave, again apparently due to bad weather. Both soldiers were eventually apprehended, though one of them murdered an Armenian civilian before his capture. Yerevan then exchanged the two soldiers last December for 32 Armenian prisoners of war held in Baku. At present, at least 23 additional Armenians are being held in Azerbaijan, including 8 former senior Nagorno-Karabakh officials. In related news, Armenia's top general today told reporters the situation on the border is relatively stable and said Azerbaijan is not currently building up troops along the line of contact. Gevorg Papoyan, a member of Armenia's ruling Civil Contract Party, will lead the country's economy, replacing former minister Vahan Kerobyan, who was dismissed and detained on charges of abuse of power last month. Papoyan was formally appointed Armenia's new economy minister today, taking charge of the agency in the aftermath of a sprawling corruption investigation that brought down Kerobyan and a number of his subordinates, as well as one of Armenia's most prominent entrepreneurs. Kerobyan was dismissed, indicted, and placed under house arrest last month, alongside 4 of his subordinates and 3 current and former executives at the tech firm Synergy, after Armenia's intelligence and investigative authorities probed alleged mishandling of public procurements at the economy ministry. Other individuals embroiled in the investigation include Ashot Hovanesyan, Synergy's high-profile founder, and Ani Gevorkyan, a former Synergy executive and the sister-in-law of Parliament Speaker Alen Simonyan. They have all rejected the charges against them. Papoyan holds a doctorate in economics and was first elected to Parliament as a civil contract representative in 2018. Armenia's top general has indicated he believes the Collective Security Treaty Organization, a Russian-led military alliance, exists only on paper, but refused to say what he believes the consequences of leaving the bloc would be. As for what withdrawing from the CSTO would lead to, that issue is considered classified information, Eduard Astrian told reporters today, without elaborating. Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan confirmed last week that Armenia had, in effect, frozen its membership in the alliance and refused to rule out the possibility he may formally take his country out of the bloc. In response, Russia's top diplomat said over the weekend that Armenia must make a final decision on the matter, warning that if the country leaves the CSTO, we would need to reconsider many aspects of Russia-Armenia relations. A U.S. State Department spokesperson yesterday called those remarks destabilizing, adding, "It's why you've seen so many of Russia's neighbors be concerned about threatening rhetoric and threatening actions that the Russian government has shown over and over it is willing to take." Armenia's relations with Russia, its traditional security guarantor, have worsened dramatically in recent months, with anger and frustration mounting in Yerevan over what is seen as Moscow's unwillingness or inability to honor its treaty obligations. And finally, the CivilNet number of the day is 5. That's the number of areas within tech that the Armenian government now considers high priority. They are artificial intelligence and machine learning, microelectronics, advanced robotics, quantum technology, and biotechnology. That's according to the government's new science and technology development strategy out this week. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.